And welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. Doing a little live stream today for today's Royal Rumble 2019 review. Gonna run down the full card here. I did watch Takeover as well, so if you guys are interested, I'll do the video for it. Maybe this weekend. I still want to rewatch Ricochet and Gargano. That was a fantastic event. And then we go to Sunday night from Chase Field, and let me tell you this: the one thing about this show. I'm still amazed that WWE still is able to pack a house like Chase Field, over 40,000. I think it was about 50,000 there, 48 and change, and it looked beautiful. This stadium looked fantastic. Um, I didn't think I would like the entrance from the dugout, but I did. I really liked it. Just a basic video wall, and then kind of your L-shaped ramp. Beautiful setup. I absolutely loved it. I'm still not a fan of the the graphics they do, like the virtual reality thing they do. Still not a fan of that. But this was in Phoenix, Arizona. We got 9 matches on the show, 2 on the pre-show. There was actually 3 matches on the pre-show. I don't know what the next match is, but let's run down this event, guys. Comment down below some of your favorite moments from this Royal Rumble. How did you do in the predictions? I actually did pretty good. I think I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, I got about half right, so that's not too bad. But pre-show, Rusev ends up dropping the United States title back to Nakamura, and they're already going with this United States of Nakamerica. This is all they can come up with for these guys. I mean, they did it with Kevin Owens, The Miz, AJ Styles recently had the U.S. title, and now it's like they're gonna do the same thing with Nakamerica. Hey, my friend, how you doing? TN Couponer in the house. What's up, man? Um, yeah, you know what? My pick was Rusev, um, but I'm happy with Nakamura getting the title. So this is interesting. Maybe these guys could have a little program for a month or two, and that'll be fine. So yeah, it's very cold here in Canada today. It's freezing cold. Got a few inches of snow over the past couple of days. Next, second of 3 matches on the kickoff here. Cruiserweight title match was a fatal 4-way. Buddy Murphy ends up hitting the Murphy's Law for the 3 count and the retain. He ends up pinning Hideo Itami there. I don't watch pre-shows usually. I tune in and out of it. I caught the finish, and that was it. So no real comments on those 3 matches that happened. I think the Revival actually lost on the pre-show. And we start off pretty good. I would say this show was off to a great start. Becky Lynch ends up challenging Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. I love this match. This was a solid opener here. And these guys are doing some crazy suplexes on the apron. And Becky Lynch just looked out of it to me. I mean, she looked like hit the wrong spot or something, but these guys go in and out of the ring. Um, again, I love submission wrestling. I love how almost every woman has a submission as a finish. You know, you look at Becky, Asuka, Charlotte, even Ronda Rousey. Um, you know, I love they were trading submissions here, going for the disarmer. Becky at one point um, caught Asuka in the chicken wing, and Asuka quickly escapes. Asuka ends up putting the Asuka lock on, and she hangs onto it into like a a hangman's German, and she does the bridge while the choke is on. Becky Lynch ends up tapping out. I was fine with the finish here, but Becky Lynch did not look happy. Um, and I'm doing this, assuming she's not going to be in the Rumble later on. So I thought it was a solid opener. Second match of the night is going to be for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Miz and Shane McMahon versus the Bar of the Champs here. Um, this is what I expected out of this match. And the cat's trying to get into things. But this match was so weird. I still don't I don't know why Shane McMahon needs to be the tag team champion. He doesn't need the title. And you look at all the McMahons, they're still winning titles in 2018, 2019. Triple H was WWE champion again a couple of years back, but um, so the Shane McMahon ends up teasing the elbow to the announce table early on. They don't hit it, but um, and then they go right into the heat, and the Bar are getting the heat on the Miz. Shane McMahon gets the hot tag, and he's going for coast to coast. Cesaro catches him in the giant swing, and this was this was awesome. Um, so they're going for the bro kick here on Shane McMahon. Miz pushes Cesaro in the way. The bro hits Cesaro. Skull crushing finale on Sheamus. Shane McMahon shooting star press for the three, and we got new tag champs here. They do this thing with Miz and his father. I was fine with the finish. I had predicted that, but I still don't know why McMahon needs a title here. Um, is Shane gonna turn? I think I'd like Shane to turn heel on Miz. He's with the McMahons. He's got to get some heat out of this. So, third match of the night, Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's title. I was shocked to see this match on early on, but it, it's the match before a Royal Rumble, and so far up to this part, I'm liking the show. It's a thumbs up show. 3 matches in here. Ronda Rousey defends against Sasha. It's a good back and forth match. Outside, Ronda Rousey is going for an elbow to Sasha, and she elbows the post, and the post, loses power. It fun spot, but it came on later. Suicide dive by Sasha Banks, and Banks is working Rousey's arm. Sasha's trying to get the bank statement on several times here. There's a weird spot where not sure if her armbands came undone or if it was planned, but it seemed like it got in the way of the finish. Ronda Rousey with a gut wrench and her finisher Piper's Pit. That Piper's Pit maneuver, it makes me feel uneasy, especially knowing how fresh and raw Ronda's career. That moves for a little bit more advanced wrestlers is what I'm trying to say. But she gets the 3 count out of the Piper's Pit, for the retain. So after the match, Sasha's leaving, and then she ends up coming back, meeting Rousey in the aisleway, and throws up the Four Horsemen symbol. Um, and we would know what would happen, last night on Raw, which I did watch. And the fourth match of the night is for the Women's Royal Rumble. This was a good. I mean, Royal Rumble matches are really hard to rate. I like the Women's Rumble here. Um, we'll run down the entrance quickly. I was really surprised. Not many, surprises or legends for the women this year. This was pretty much, the women's roster. A few NXT, but that was it. Beth Phoenix on commentary. So number one and number two, Lacey Evans and Natalia. Number three, Mandy Rose, and number four, Liv Morgan, who gets tossed out pretty much immediately. Number five, Mickie James. Number six, Ember Moon. Seven, Billie Kay. Eight, Nikki Cross. Nine, Peyton Royce. 10 was Tamina. 11, Xia Li. 12, Sarah Logan. 13 was Charlotte. Charlotte had about 5 eliminations here. 14, Kairi Sane. 15, Maria. 16 was Naomi. Naomi did a cool spot where she's like the Kofi Kingston of the women's division. She got caught outside, and her jumps to the stairs, and fun spot there. After Naomi was 17, Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano's wife. 18, Alicia Fox. 19, Casey Catanzaro. She did some fun stuff in the Royal Rumble. She's one to look out for, 2 or 3 years from now. She's smaller. She could do a lot of fun acrobatic stuff. 20 was Selena Vega, who went under the ring and ended up finding Hornswoggle. That was awesome. A lot of people love that spot. 21, Ruby Riott. 22, Dana Brooke. 23, Io Shirai. 24, Rhea Ripley. 25, Sonya Deville. 26 was Alexa Bliss. 27, Bayley. 28 was Lana. Lana was injured. Out comes Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch appears, and she's talking to Finley. She's like, "Let me in the match. Let me in the match." And this was probably the pop of the night here until the finish. I got chills watching the crowd just erupt when Becky starts heading to the ring. That was an awesome moment. So Becky was number 28. 29 and 30, Nia Jax and Carmella. It comes down to Bayley, Charlotte, Becky, and Nia Jax. Nia Jax ends up tossing Becky outside, and Becky's going up the steps. She pushes Becky off the steps. Becky's selling the leg. Charlotte's going to work on the leg here, and she ends up turning the tide. Charlotte's eliminated. She does like this slow motion fall to the floor, which was just fantastic. I like the finish to that quite a bit. Your winner is Becky Lynch. She's going to WrestleMania 35. And my prediction now is that's going to be the main event. Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. If I had it my way, I'd do the rematch between Charlotte and Asuka. That was a great match. Fifth match of the night. This is where the show kind of gets turned upside down. And for, whatever reason, other than, a wild Eric Rowan appearing, the Women's Rumble was hard to follow. These guys were put into a tough spot. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles definitely put in a tough spot. The match was what it was. Probably the worst match of the night. And that sucks to say with, Styles and Bryan. This is all Daniel Bryan early on. He's going for the bell look. He ducks an enziguri later on and causes the ref bump. Styles hits a Styles clash, but there's no ref. Eric Rowan appears, choke slam. Daniel Bryan gets the 3 and the retain. And we got some folks in the chat. What's going on, guys? Yeah, this show was way too long. So the reason why I'm doing this on Tuesday, because I had to finish the last hour the next day, because some people got to get up early. Buddy, you're gonna be banned. Oma Jemming, you're gonna be banned. I'd like to see Luke Harper join up with Bray Wyatt, and then these guys can kind of have some sort of feud. I don't like this thing with Eric Rowan at all. It's just one of those weird things here. Very strange. Sixth match of the night. Another bright spot of this show. Brock Lesnar defending the title against Finn Balor. No Demon Balor, just straight up Balor, who got a huge pop here. Both guys, incredible pops. I felt like the house mic kept going up and down during entrances and during the matches. It seemed very low. So Finn starts the match hot. He's going to Suplex City outside the ring. And Brock Lesnar sent into the corner of the table, hits him right in the hip or the upper leg area. And Brock Lesnar is in pain. He's selling his ass off here. And Finn ends up getting a DDT. He hits the coup de grace for a 2. And he's locked into that Kimura. This match goes about 8.5 minutes. And Finn Balor ends up tapping. This was a fun match. It was toned down from, Styles and Daniel Bryan matches with Lesnar, but this was a fun match. Brock Lesnar is so unpredictable. He's off and on. He's very hot and cold when it comes to his matchups, but this was a good match. And finally, the 7th match of the night, the men's Royal Rumble. So altogether, this show goes about 7 hours. I'd agree on that. The women's was fun, but it's really very choreographed in that, it's one in, one out kind of how it goes. You build up to about 6 or 8 women, and then before one comes out, one's getting eliminated, one comes in, one goes out, one comes in, one goes out. It's very, very fun. I like rumbles like that. I also like seeing a lot of bodies in the rumble. I'm gonna also like how sometimes when you get to the final 4, it's only the final 4. When number 30 comes out, that's it. There's 4 guys and that's it. I also like the rumbles like that. It's cool how there's so many different possibilities when it comes to these Royal Rumbles. So number 1 and number 2 for the men's Royal Rumble was Elias and Jeff Jarrett. I had never been a big Jarrett guy, but this was awful. Elias gets the guitar shot and out goes Jarrett. And number 3 is the new U.S. champ, Nakamura. Number 4 was Kurt Angle. 5 was Big E. And the New Day here, they're representing Kofi Kingston's moments all over their gear tonight. 6 was Johnny Gargano. 7, Jinder Mahal. 8, Samoa Joe. It was cool to see him in the Rumble. 9 was Kurt Hawkins. He ends up tossing out Big E. And 10 was Rollins, 11 was Titus, and Titus is, reluctant to get in the ring. He goes under the ring after Kurt Hawkins. So this is the second time of the night people are under the ring. Um, they wanted to replicate the greatest Royal Rumble in a funny way. Um, it ends up leading to Titus getting eliminated by Rollins. 12 was Kofi. Kofi had a spot today. He does like a head spin while his feet are on the apron, and he's, twirling from one end of the ring to the other, and pretty fun. Number 13, Mustafa Ali. He had a good run. 14 was Dean Ambrose. 15, No Way Jose. 16, Drew McIntyre. 17, Xavier. 18, Pete Dunne. 19 was Andrade, who again last year he lasted about 30 minutes. This year he had a good run. 20 Apollo. 21 Aleister Black. 22 Shelton Benjamin. 3 Baron Corbin. 24 Jeff Hardy. 25 Rey Mysterio. 26 Bobby Lashley. And I don't know if Lashley botched his entrance, but he got in the ring and he was going over. It looked like he slipped and couldn't grab the rope, and he's out of here. 27 was Braun Strowman. 28 Dolph Ziggler. 29 Randy Orton. 30, who we thought was R-Truth, turned into Nia Jax. And Nia Jax in the men's Royal Rumble, which I don't have a problem with that. I think it's actually cool. They do, let's see here. They do a bunch of spots to Nia Jax, where she's taken the 619. She took a RKO. It comes down to Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. Rollins eliminates Braun Strowman here, and he is the winner of the 2019 Men's Royal Rumble. I wish we would have got pyro, because the pointing at that Mania sign and pyro, it's really fun. Overall, these shows don't need to be 6 or 7 hours. So this really hurt the overall rating for the show. But as for a Royal Rumble, it was decent. Some weird matches here, like that Shane McMahon stuff. It probably could have happened on SmackDown. And there definitely needs to be some structure to these Rumble pay-per-views now with 2 Royal Rumbles. They need to either open and close with a show or do them back to back, because the Women's Royal Rumble went about 75 minutes. And it felt like the show was rushed after that. The WWE title and the Universal title matches, they did feel rushed, and maybe that's why it was hurt. And the Men's Royal Rumble, it is what it is. Very predictable, but I'd probably give the show about a 6. There was more good than bad, I could tell you that. The 2 women's title matches, the Universal title match, and the Women's Rumble. Take it for what it is, guys. It's a 7-hour show if you want to watch it all. When this is on DVD, it's probably going to be, the 4 to 5 hour show, and then the 2 extra matches that happen, or the 3 extra matches from the pre-show. It's not going to be 7 complete hours. But overall, I did enjoy this for the most part. If you want, watch about half of it, take a break, watch the second half. I think you'll enjoy it a bit more than just watching, 7 straight hours of wrestling. Let's go to the comments right now, guys. If you have any questions or comments about this show, let me know your thoughts, guys. Yeah, that was cool, TN Couponer. The King of Deals is in the house once again. Nia Jax made history here, appearing in 2 Royal Rumble matches in the same night. and Rollins was the Iron Man from the men's side. You know, he probably lasted about 45 minutes, which is about average for the standard Rumble here. Rollins didn't have many eliminations because he went through a table early on in the match. Um, I think he got attacked by McIntyre, but Rollins eliminated Elias, Strowman, and I think that's it. He didn't have a lot of eliminations. Like they say, you only got to eliminate one guy to win a Rumble, and it has happened. Look at Mr. McMahon. 1999 Royal Rumble. Mr. McMahon wins by eliminating Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, the next night on Raw, they did a tease where Rollins was supposed to choose his opponent for Mania. Bryan was on the show, Lesnar was on the show, and then they said Becky would announce today on SmackDown. Becky shows up and calls out Rousey. Great promo here. Rousey, not the best, but people are very critical of her from out of nowhere. So if they alter this Becky and Ronda Rousey match, it's probably going to be Rousey, Charlotte, and Beck. And I'm hoping they put the title on Becky at Mania, because WWE likes their swerves. They have their people they push. They have their people they push, but they don't say, hey, we're gonna push you, but you're only gonna get to here. You'll be in the main events. You'll be in the featured segments and whatever, but you're not gonna be the champion. So it's very weird how they act sometimes. I'm gonna predict that Becky main events WrestleMania and wins the WWE SmackDown or the Raw Women's title. We got two teams confirmed for the Elimination Chamber for the women's tag team titles. Brand new women's tag titles, which are they're nice titles. They're better than the men's, which need an upgrade sooner than later. So guys, we went about 30 minutes today. Take some time and subscribe. I want to thank Tion Couponer, Awesome 4K, for coming out and being part of the live stream. That other guy is going to get blocked if I can access his channel. Want to give a big shout out here to Nick Kurtz. Happy to see your stuff arrived. That's really cool, man. Glad you enjoy it. Take some time and subscribe, guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace.